Hey everyone, today I'm going to give you a look at these two Woodgas stoves that I built that I've been using for a couple camp trips. Kind of got a small one on the left for backpacking and then the larger one on the right for car camping, and I actually use it around the house quite a bit too. We'll get into that a little later. I'm just going to start out by how they're put together. This one you can find lots of videos and stuff on the internet about how to make it. It's just a quart-sized paint can with a Progresso soup can, and if you cut the bottom off, and the Progresso can just presses right into the inside rim here, works really well. Then you just have to drill out some holes. Your inner can here has some holes around the top and in the bottom, and then the outer can has some holes around the side. These ones are pretty gnarly. That's because I used a normal drill bit. They'll look a lot nicer, you'll see on this one, if you use a unibit. But you can keep the parts of the paint can, and then they'll kind of hold together and keep the ash from getting all over the place when you pack it away in your pack or what have you. So that's the small backpacking size one. And then this is the larger one here. Same idea, only this one uses a gallon paint can. Just throw it off there. And basically constructed the same way. This uses, I don't exactly know the size, but it was a large can of ketchup. I was making a bunch of barbecue sauce at once. So I think it's about the size of like a large coffee can or something like that. And the same idea, just cut the bottom off the paint can, drill in some holes in it. Oh, hey Jack. And then this one, it doesn't exactly press fit. You have to do a little bit more persuading to get it to fit into the top of the can. And then if you can see here, let's get the camera to focus. Yeah, I kind of put it together by stitching, like using wire basically to sew it in place. That way it's, you know, it's too hot to use like JB Weld or something like that, and it looks a little better in my opinion than using bolts, but that's how I did it. But they function on the same principles, and I'm going to go ahead and get them loaded up full of wood and show you what they look like when they're burning. Alright, so you can see I've got them all loaded up with wood here. Just kind of little, you know, pencil-sized stuff or so. There's some twigs and stuff in there. I put some really dry stuff on top, but otherwise it's just yard waste and things of that sort. But you just fill it up just to the holes, and I've done the same on the large one there. And if I was out in the woods, I'd use a cotton ball or something to get them going. But at the house here, I've just got a little bit of denatured alcohol, little cup, and we'll just use that as an accelerant to get them going. Just a little bit. There you go. That's that. We'll kind of just, I'll just kind of check in with the camera every now and then, kind of show you the progression as they burn, just out of curiosity too. We get a timer going. We can just kind of see, you know, roughly how long each one burns, you know, the two different sizes. So we'll be checking in. You can see the gas, the wood gas, already there on the one on the left as it's flaring off. So yeah, we'll just check in regularly and show you how they progress as they go. Alright, we've been going for about 5 minutes now, and you can see they're both going really strong. Zoom in on this little guy here, you can kind of see the little jet pattern it's got going. It uses the larger jet holes compared to the other one, so they kind of, there's a little bit of wind going right now obviously, but just a nice little flame there. But it'd be a great little flame for cooking on. I've never personally cooked on it, but it would work really well. And then the large one over here, sorry about that, you can see it's got the jet action kind of going there too, with the smaller holes just holding the flame in the middle. And the top's already started to turn to charcoal, as you can see there. Yep, that's about 5 minutes worth there. Looking up, this one puts out a pretty good flame. I'll kind of back up so you can get a better look at the perspective on them here, so let's do that. Alright, so here we're kind of standing back probably about 10 feet or so. And you can see, yeah, the difference in the flame size there. This one on the right puts out quite a bit. And also you'll notice that there's very little smoke, just a little bit puffing up. But one of the main advantages of being able to, I mean, I live in the suburbs, but I can burn these things and they produce so little smoke. I don't have to worry about smoking out my neighbors. Next I'll come in for a close-up and kind of show you how the dynamics of the flames on them. Alright, you can see how much the one on the right's already burned down. It's actually just about to go down to the coals, so it just burns really hot and really fast because it gets so much more air than the other one, which is, as you can see, still going quite well too. Good little jet patterns going there. And yeah, the one on the right here is pretty much just down to a bed of charcoal. You can still kind of see the flames kicking up there, and yeah, really putting out quite a bit of heat. It'd be perfect right now for roasting a marshmallow on, or you could put a little grill top on it and cook a steak on it, whatever you want to do. And the one on the left there, still putting out a nice strong flame, the little backpacking size one. So this one here will basically stay like that until it consumes all the charcoal in it. Let me see if I can kind of see down into it here. You see it's basically sucking air in on the bottom. It gets almost white hot on the bottom there, and then the charcoal that's on the top will basically just fall into it until there's none left for it to burn. This guy over here, you can't really see through the flame too well, but it's still got a good deal of charcoal in there, and obviously since the flame's still going, still burning up wood gas too. And that there, just to let you know, has been 10 minutes of burning. So this one on the right is very, well, they're both very dependent on what kind of wood you use. I was using some really soft, like pine and aspen, not very dense wood. That's why it goes through it so fast. I've loaded that, the big one up with maple before, or a hardwood like oak, something, you know, nice and dense, and it'll burn for twice that long with a big strong flame like it was. And right now, if I wanted to, I could keep adding fuel to it too to keep it going. But right now I'm just kind of doing them as batch runs, however much wood they started with, just to show you how much burn time you get out of them. So we'll come back later when there's something to update you on. Alright, we just lost the flame on the little guy there too. It's still got a small, like, charcoal flame like this one is, that'll just kind of keep putting out until it's completely out of fuel. That's 13 minutes. So the little backpacking one's got, I mean, that's plenty of time to boil up some water or, you know, cook up something. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it would work just from other videos I've seen. But you'll kind of go in here and look. Yeah, you can't really see the coals on that one yet, but you see this guy's just burning nice and white hot down in there. So they'll both just keep doing that. I don't know if I'll time them until they go all the way out. Maybe I will, just to let you guys know, because obviously even with the charcoal, like this guy over here is still plenty to go for cooking, and same on this guy. I mean, it's putting out plenty of heat to roast up a marshmallow, or even, you know, boil up a cup of tea or something like that too. Okay, we're about 22 minutes in, and I'm going to call that for the one on the right here. It's still got a little pocket of coals in the middle there, but it's not really putting out enough heat to do much with. I mean, if you were roasting even a marshmallow, it would be a pretty agonizingly slow process. So what it'll do, you can see there's still quite a bit of charcoal in there. It'll just burn until it, you know, burns out, and then the remaining charcoal, you can just, if you're out in the backcountry, you can just bury it like you would in a cat hole. Here at the house, what I'll do with it is I'll put it in one of these gardening beds, just because it's, you know, something you can put in the soil to enrich the soil. So that's what I'll do with it once it's cooled down. This guy here is basically burned through all the charcoal except the last little bit there. You can see it's starting to turn white because it's burning down to the ash. But it's still putting out plenty of heat there. So I'm going to say that one's still we're going to keep the timer running on that one until it's like the one on the right, putting out so little heat to really be meaningless. So that's probably where I'll come back when this guy here has burned itself almost all the way out. Okay, we're 30 minutes from when we ignited them, and the one on the left still has just a few little pockets of coals in there, but it's not putting out enough heat to really cook with or do anything else with. So 30 minutes for this one. This one here, I can't remember, it was something like 20 until I said it went out. And so then the leftover charcoal in there and all the ash left in that one, once they cool down, we'll just dump them out here in the garden beds. But I hope that was interesting for you guys. If you have any questions about either of these wood gas stoves or questions about how I built them or anything like that, just let me know. Thanks for watching.